You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, CBS soap opera fans. It is Soap Dirt on YouTube, and we have got your Bold and the Beautiful next 2 week of spoilers. This runs from Monday, June 5th, all the way to Friday, June 16th. And there is a whole lot to see, including the start of the international shoot where 7 cast members went over to Rome, Italy. Now, we've got dated spoilers from Monday, June 5th, all the way through Friday, June 9th. And then we have got undated spoilers for the following week, but they are sizzling hot, and there are 3 big ones. Before we dig into all this, if you haven't already, reach down, click that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our Bold and the Beautiful spoilers, updates, casting news, all the good tidbits you want to know about your favorite CBS soap. All right, let's dig in. Monday, June 5th on Bold and the Beautiful is season 36, episode 170. We're going to see Taylor Hayes and Brooke Logan at the point of no return. So Brooke on Friday found out that the reason Deacon hit on her was because Taylor prodded him to. Then she stormed back to Forrester Creations and overheard Taylor essentially making a play to reunite with Ridge, only Ridge had to walk out for a meeting before he had time to reply to her saying, you know, I really miss you. I miss sleeping with you. I want to be with you, basically. And at the same time, she told him that Brooke was faithless and didn't stick to their pact. She said this in the same breath that she was breaking their pact. So there was a whole lot for Brooke to overhear and unpack, and plus what she heard from Deacon. And obviously she stepped out of the way so that Ridge wouldn't see her. And then she storms in and confronts Taylor. And boy, do these ladies rip into each other next week. And it is going to be messy. Also on Monday, Ridge Forrester confesses something. Now, you remember he was heading into a meeting with his dad, Eric Forrester. So I wonder if his confession is going to be to his dad, because there are some spoilers about him thinking about how his actions over the years have had such serious consequences for his family. So maybe he's unloading to Eric about how he knows he shouldn't have been waffling between Taylor and Brooke all these years and the damage it's done to the women, to their children, and just all the problems that he could have prevented if he had just picked one woman and stayed with her, whichever one, but just one, right? All right, then Tuesday, June 6th on Bold and the Beautiful is episode 171 of season 36, and we are going to see Brooke Logan also admitting her true feelings, and I wonder if that is to Ridge Forrester. Now that she knows that Taylor made a play for Ridge, I am betting that Brooke is going to do the same thing, and that she's going to say, look, now that you know how Taylor feels, you need to know how I feel. I love you. I want to be with you, yada, yada, yada. So that same day, Hope Logan finds out what Taylor has been up to. No doubt she's going to hear, possibly from her dad, Deacon, that Taylor has been trying to fix up her biological parents. And part of the way that Taylor was able to convince Deacon to make this play for Brooke was by saying, look, you could give Hope this gift of her parents being together at last. That was a very clever point for her to leverage, and it was kind of wicked. And when Hope hears that she was conjured up as part of Taylor's argument to Deacon, she's not going to like that one bit. I wonder if she's going to say something to Thomas about it. Then Wednesday, June 7th, 2023 on Bold and the Beautiful is season 36, episode 172, and we see more of Ridge having this crisis of conscience about his past actions. And again, he may be talking to Eric, or he may be talking to Brooke, Taylor, both of them, someone else. We'll have to wait and see. Plus, we have Hope Logan letting Thomas Forrester know that he's got no reason to worry about Liam Spencer. And this is interesting because in the soap magazine, there's some official spoilers about Hope and Thomas and this upcoming trip to Italy, where as part of the Hope for the Future team, as its lead designer, of course, Thomas should be front and center with Forrester Creations in Italy because it's all about the TF line. But Liam doesn't think that Thomas should be allowed to go because he is suspicious of Thomas. And this is after Steffy told him point blank, Thomas isn't the problem, your wife is, but Hope made some excuses. She didn't outright deny what Liam was saying, and Liam has still stubbornly decided that Thomas is the problem, and he doesn't think her lead designer should go, but Hope digs in her heels and tells Liam that she's not doing that, and he's just going to have to live with it. So this is the day, probably with these scenes with Hope and Thomas, is where she's going to tell him, don't worry about Liam, we're all going to Italy. This is a trip we have to do for the line. Don't worry about it. Also, we see on Wednesday Taylor trying to sidestep blame for her actions. No doubt she's going to be called on the carpet for breaking the pact, and she's going to try to say, oh, but I wasn't doing that. Then Thursday, June 8th on Bold and the Beautiful, season 36, episode 173, we see Liam examining his gut feelings, his intuition. And his intuition is that Thomas is carrying a torch for Hope. I think that's what he's going to tell himself. I still don't think he's going to believe what Steffy told him, which was the truth about Hope, but we'll have to wait and see. We also see Thomas finding out that someone is spreading rumors about Hope and him, and he finds out who it is. And I have to wonder if it's Taylor Hayes trying to cause trouble for Brooke, or if it's Steffy somehow trying to protect her brother in some weird way. We will just have to wait and see. Friday, June 9th on Bold and the Beautiful is the end of week 1. It's season 36, episode 174, and so far there are no official spoilers yet. So we will wait and see. Hopefully we'll have them by the time we roll into some of our other spoiler videos for next week, and we can give that to you. But for right now, we're just not certain what's happening that day. Now, let's go into week 2. This is the week of June 12th through 16th, and we have the Forrester team beginning their Italy adventure. Of course, Liam doesn't want Hope to let Thomas go. And then somehow Liam ends up on this trip. So how does that happen? Well, the second spoiler for week 2 is Liam struggling with a decision. I have to believe it's a decision about what he feels about Thomas and Hope. Maybe he buys his own ticket and just shows up there to crash the trip. Is that the decision he's making? Because the rest of the team, everybody else should already be in Italy by that Monday. And we definitely know that he's there because we've seen behind the scenes footage. Meanwhile, back in LA, while most everybody is in Italy, we have Eric and RJ Forrester having a talk. We'll tell you what that's about. But first, if you haven't, reach down, click that subscribe button so you don't miss any of your top CBS soap spoilers and updates for Bold and the Beautiful, Y&R, all your favorite CBS soaps. All right, so Eric Forrester and RJ Forrester are having an honest conversation. So what does that mean? What are they talking about? Maybe they're talking about Brooke and Ridge reuniting, because we know from behind the scene footage that they are canoodling and looking happily in love in Italy. So maybe that's what they talk about, or maybe they're talking about Eric's love life with Donna or RJ, because he is getting a love interest for the summer, as we already know from official Y&R casting spoilers. There's a lot to unpack, and we are ready to say buongiorno to the Bold and the Beautiful as they head to a big storyline in Rome, Italy.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.